Hi, it's Paul, and in this video I'm an old man with, yet again, my Ryobi Ergo, and I'm answering some questions. I'm answering a question and responding to a comment that got left on the update video the other day. So let's start with the question. From Lilyhook, no idea if I've pronounced that correctly, but they said, Merry Christmas, so what kind of screws can it do? Smaller woodworks, small deck? And that's a good question. Am I going to give you a good answer? Probably not. This is probably going to be it depends, because that is the answer, it depends. So, Ryobi Ergo. This is a 6mm hex bit holder. And this is a 6mm hex bit. This is a DeWalt impact driver. This is a posi drive too, I think. Anyway, what you can get for 6mm hex bit is 6mm hex bit adapter to 1/4 square drive, and on the end of that you can put a socket. Is it an impact driver? No, it's not. Have I used it with a 13mm socket on? Yes, I have. I've used it with a 13mm socket and a 10mm socket on fairly light stuff like server racks and that kind of thing. Is it what it was intended for? I'm pretty certain not. So let's take that out. Let's put the screwdriver back in it. And let's talk about screws. So, little, I don't know, 10mm, 12mm wood screw. These are actually a cross point or Phillips head, and I don't think I have a cross point bit with me. So I'm going to have to hack it and use a posi drive bit. And it'll easily drive that in and out, because it's only a tiny little screw. If I went for I think this is a 20mm screw, this would easily drive in and out. Bear in mind what I said in the update. This is kind of on the way out now because I have given it some proper abuse. And the batteries, I've no idea when I last charged the battery up. It's just sat on the side here and I've just picked it up. So I haven't charged it up specially for this video. But the thing is, because it will take whatever 6mm posi hex bit you want, it will do screws like this. Let's put a more suitable driver in it. This is, I don't know, what, an 80mm or something like that. Will it drive it in? Yes, it will. Is that what I should be doing with it? No, it isn't. Is that how I started to kill it? Yes, it definitely is. What I actually did a lot of times is I would do that. So when it gets to the point of it won't drive anymore, I literally wrench it round to continue driving the screw in. Is it how it's supposed to be used? No, it isn't. And that brings me to the comment that was left by Marksman00 a day or two ago that said it needs a clutch. I see his point, because if it had a clutch, it would have, the clutch would have released and I wouldn't have been able to do that. But then that would disappoint me because I wouldn't be able to do that, which would mean I'd have to walk round to the garage and get the combi driver and do the job properly. And that would be very disappointing. So I like the fact, personally, that it hasn't got a clutch. It's my responsibility that I do stupid stuff like wrenching it round when it's beyond its capabilities. That's on me. It's me that's kind of put it in the situation it's in. It's me that kind of treats it with abuse. It's me that left it for 2 or 3 months lying in the gutter and outside the house, getting soaking wet and full of water, and it still works. So to go back to Lilyhook's first question, what sort of screws will it do? Well, it will do any screws the screwdriver bit will fit, more or less. Would I do the big 150mm bolt-headed screws that I used in the landscaping? Well, it would turn them up to a point, but it would just be a waste of time. He mentioned, they mentioned small deck. In my composite deck, I've probably got, I don't know, maybe 60, 80 wood screws that are about maybe 30mm long, quite thin, and they're going into composite. Could I have done them all with this? Yeah, I probably could. I did it with the drill driver because it's got a replaceable battery, so if it goes flat, I can change it. It's got more power. It's faster. This is slow. To get the power, these run very slow. So it's kind of excuse me. It's kind of, as we say here, horses for courses. Have I taken screws out of the deck with this? Yes, I have. I've taken the screws out and put them back in because I've lifted up odd deck boards to get to something that I've stupidly dropped down underneath. Would I have built the whole deck with this? No. I'd use the drill driver. Would I have built I've got some outdoor cushion boxes that have probably got about 20 or 30 screws in 20mm stainless and 30mm stainless. Is this capable of putting the screws in and out? Yes, it is. Would I have built those boxes with this? No, I wouldn't. If I was taking 1 or 2 screws out, I would use this. And when I built the boxes, I used the drill driver. Again, because it's bigger, it's got more capacity. It's got exactly the same size fitting on the end of it. And now I've got that bit stuck in it. It's got exactly the same 6mm hex bit driver on it. Well, it's got a chuck on it, but I've got a hex bit adapter in it. But it's got a replaceable battery. Even if I'd got the version of this with the 4V replaceable battery, would I use this for big projects? No, I wouldn't, because it isn't man enough, and I recognise the fact that I'm abusive to it. However, has it got its place in my toolkit? Yes. It sits just behind where I'm sitting now, at the end of my bench. If I need to do anything in here, this is what gets picked up and used. If I need to do something up in the house, this is quite often what gets picked up and used, unless I've got to go down to the garage and pick up a bag of tools. And so this gets used quite a lot. When I was building the last kitchen I did, I used this a lot because it's good for getting in underneath sort of plinth areas. It's good for getting in the back of cupboards. It's handy. It sits in your pocket. It's lightweight. If I'd have bought the one with the articulated, the swivelling head, would have been even better for close access and all the rest of it. So 100% it's got its place. Is it good for big projects? No, not really. Is it good for just everyday use for a DIY? Yes, it is. It's spectacular. Like I've said on the last video, it's not as well as it was anymore, but it's still soldering on. You've just seen what it can do. So, am I impressed with it? Yes, I am. There you have it then. Hope that helps. Comments and questions below or over on oldmanwith.com if you like. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.